Hey YouTube, what you guys doing? Dirk here at GC Blues 45. How you guys doing? Sorry for no post-game report last night, so we're going to do the post-game now for last night's games and get you into the pre-game report for today's games. There's only 4 games on the dock today, but folks, it's great. You never know. And also we're going to do a playoff outlook today. What does it look like for the playoffs going into today? Let me tell you, folks, there's been some changes. And yes, there has been some teams eliminated now. And I'll tell you that when we get into that. Also, I want to welcome my 96 subscriber. Hello, how you doing? Welcome. Since you're new, please note that I will do some personal vlogs here and there. It's my personal, I call it DTV. Hope you enjoyed this channel, man. It's a great channel. I'm getting ever so closer to 1,000, folks. Let's get to that 1,000th level. So, to all my subscribers, really, tell your friends about my channel and tell them to subscribe because this is a great channel, folks. I really work hard on this. I do my best to try to expand my content and stuff. So, let's do it, folks. So remember, folks, if you happen to come across this video and happen to like it, give me that thumbs up doodle. It's very important. It helps promote the channel and gets things rolling. And for you people who haven't, come across my videos and haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe icon. And every time I upload a new video, you hit the bell icon and be notified every time I upload a new video. If it's the NHL report, my personal vlog, which is DTV, or if I like a video, or if I favorite a video, hit that bell icon. Okay. All right, last night we had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 games on dock. I tried my best on it. So let's see how I did. Starting off, by the way, folks, as you see, that's the list. There it is. So I filled out. So here we go. Starting off with Montreal at Pittsburgh. Going into the matchup, Montreal was 26, 35, and 6 and 58 points. Pittsburgh was 34, 22, and 10, 78 points. I picked Pittsburgh, as you know. And after 60 minutes, the Montreal Canadiens beat the Pittsburgh Penguins by a score of 6-4. That's why you see me wearing my Canadiens jersey. Yeah, my Canadiens. I like this jersey. All right. Shots on goal were 22 to 43. Montreal had 22. The Canadiens had 22. The Penguins had 43. Saves were the Canadiens 39. Pittsburgh Penguins had 16. Montreal was 0 for 2 on the power play with Pittsburgh 2 for 4. So a very big 2 points for Montreal, putting them at 60. But folks, when we get to the playoff standings, you'll see where they stand and stuff. So let's give her. So I'm 0-1. Can I eventually win the next game? Next is Tampa Bay and New Jersey. Going into the matchup, Tampa was 39, 22, and 6 and 84 points. New Jersey 44, 16, and 6 and 94 points. I picked New Jersey, and I was on the fence on this game. I was thinking of going Tampa, but I thought New Jersey will win, so that's why I picked Jersey. And after 60 minutes, the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the New Jersey Devils by a score of 4-1. Shots on goal were the Lightning 30, the Devils 23. Saves were 22 for the Lightning, 26 for the Devils, and both teams were 0 for 2 on the power play. But Tampa picks up their important 2 points. They're still in playoff contention, folks, and we'll get to that when we get to the playoff standings. I'm 0-2. Vegas at Philly entering the matchup. Vegas was 41, 20, and 6 and 88 points. Philadelphia 24, 31, and 11, and 59 points. I picked Vegas. And after 60 minutes, the Vegas Golden Knights beat the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 5-3. Shots on goal were the Knights 33, the Flyers 30. The Knights had 27 saves with Philly 28. Vegas had 2 for 4 on the power play with Philadelphia over 2 on the power play. Vegas picks up their 90th point, and when we get to the playoff standings, I'll tell you how I score things. So, way to go, Vegas. So, I'm 1 for 2 now. Washington at New York. Entering the matchup, Washington was 32, 28, and 7, and 71 points. New York Rangers, 37, 19, and 10, and 84 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the New York Rangers beat the Washington Capitals by a score of 5-3. Shots on goal, the Rangers had 36 shots, where Washington had 31. The Capitals had 31. The Rangers had 28 saves with the Caps 31. The New York Rangers was 1 for 2 on the power play with Washington 0 for 4 on the power play. What can I say? Washington, tried their hardest, but lost, and the Rangers pick up their 86th point of the season. But folks, there's still plenty of season left. Anything can happen, folks, as you know. Let's get back into this. Winnipeg at Carolina. By the way, I'm 1 for 3. Carolina at home taking on Winnipeg. Entering this matchup, Winnipeg was 38, 26, and 3, and 79 points. Carolina was 43, 14, and 8, and 94 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, Carolina beats the Winnipeg Jets by the score of 5-3. Shots on goal were 25 for the Hurricanes, 24 for the Jets. The Canes had 21 saves with the Jets at 20. Carolina was 0 for 2 on the power play with Winnipeg 0 for 1 on the power play. Big 2 points for Carolina. They're on their way to 100 this year once again. So we'll see what can happen. Next was Detroit at Nashville. Entering the matchup, Detroit was 30, 27, and 9, and 69 points. Nashville was 33, 24, and 7, and 43 points. At the end of 60 minutes, Nashville wins by a score of 2-1. Shots on goal were the Predators 16, the Red Wings 29. Saves 28 for the Predators, 14 for the Red Wings. Nashville was 0 for 5 on the power play with Detroit 1 for 4 on the power play. Big 2 points for Nashville as Detroit keeps sliding. Next, Boston at Chicago. Entering the matchup, Boston was 50, 10, and 5 at 105 points. Chicago 22, 38, and 6 and 50 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Chicago Blackhawks beat the Boston Bruins by a score of 6-3. Shots on goal, Blackhawks 29, Bruins 42. Saves were 39 for the Blackhawks, 23 for the Bruins. Chicago was 1 for 3 on the power play with Boston 0 for 2 on the power play. Well, despite being eliminated already, Chicago picks up the 2 points. They're playing for their futures already, so go figure. Next was Edmonton at home against Ottawa. Entering the matchup, Ottawa was 33, 29, and 4, and 70 points. Edmonton 36, 23, and 8, and 80 points. I picked Edmonton, as you know. And final score after 60 minutes was the Oilers 6, the Senators 3. Shots on goal were Oilers 33, the Senators 32. Oilers had 29 saves with the Sens 27. Edmonton was 1 for 3 on the power play with Ottawa, 1 for 5 on the power play. 2 points for Ottawa, 82 points now for the year. But, more things can happen. Next was Calgary at Arizona. Entering this matchup, Calgary was 30, 24, and 13 and 73 points. Arizona was 24, 32, and 11 and 59 points. This game had to go into an extra 5-minute period, and Arizona beat Calgary by a score of 4-3. Shots on goal: the Coyotes 25, the Flames 45. Coyotes have 42 saves with the Flames 21. Arizona was 0 for 1 on the power play with Calgary 0 for 2 on the power play. Calgary picks up a very important point, but Arizona picks up 2. Next was Dallas and Vancouver. Going into the matchup, Dallas was 37, 17, and 13 and 87 points. Vancouver 28, 32, and 5 and 61 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the Vancouver Canucks beat the Dallas Stars by a score of 5-2. Shots on goal: the Canucks 19, the Stars 27. The Canucks had 25 saves with the Stars 14. Both teams were 1 for 2 on the power play. Big 2 points for Vancouver as Dallas stays put at 87. Next was Columbus at San Jose. During this matchup, the Columbus Blue Jackets were 20, 38, and 7 and 47 points. The San Jose Sharks 19, 36, and 12 and 50 points. This game had to go into extra 5-minute overtime, and the final score was the Blue Jackets 6, the Sharks 5. Shots on goal were the Blue Jackets 48, the Sharks 32. Yep. Saves were 27 for the Blue Jackets, 42 for the Sharks. Columbus was 0 for 3 on the power play with the Sharks, 1 for 3 on the power play. Sharks pick up a very important point, but Columbus picks up the 2. And finally, the nightcap, the New York Islanders at the LA Kings. Going into the matchup, Islanders were 34, 26 and 8 and 76 points. LA 28, 20 and 9 and 85 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Los Angeles Kings beat the New York Islanders by a score of 5-2. Shots on goal were 37 for the Kings, 28 for the Islanders. The Kings had 26 saves with the Islanders 32. LA was 2 for 2 on the power play with the New York Islanders 0 for 3 on the power play. So 2 points for the Kings. So, man, that's pretty interesting. Now, before we get into tonight's games, let's look at the playoff standings. Starting off with the Metropolitan. It's Carolina at 44, 14 and 8 and 96 points, followed by New Jersey at 44, 17 and 6 and 94 points. The Rangers at 38, 19 and 10 and 86 points. Pittsburgh at 37, 23 and 10 and 78 points. The New York Islanders at 34, 27 and 8 and 76 points. Washington at 32, 29 and 7 and 71 points. Philadelphia at 29, 32 and 11 and 59 points. And Columbus at 21, 38 and 7 and 49 points. All right. Now, how I look at this is by the points. Carolina has clinched, so has the New Jersey Devils. They're in no matter what. Joining them soon will be the New York Rangers. They're 4 points away. They'll eventually get in. Pittsburgh, they need to get on the ball. Same thing with the Islanders. They need to get on the ball to clinch eventually. So, and by the way, the playoff seedings are like this: M1, M2, and M3. And then in the Atlantic, by the way, you got A1, A2, and A3. And how it works is the top team in the division will take on a wild card. And then your other 2 teams, like M2 and M3, will take on each other, and A2 and A3 will take on each other. So let's get into the Atlantic. And it's Boston at 50, 11, and 5, and 105 points. Toronto, 40, 18, and 8, and 88 points. Tampa Bay at 40, 23, and 6, and 86 points. Florida at 33, 27, and 7 at 73 points. Buffalo, 33, 28, and 5, and 40 and 71 points. Ottawa at 33, 30, and 4 and 70 points. Detroit at 30, 28, and 9 and 69 points. And Montreal at 27, 35, and 6 and 60 points. Now, folks, the Canadians are out. There's no way that they can get in. They're technically mathematically out. Same thing with Detroit. They're mathematically out. So, Philadelphia and Columbus are out. Now, your wild card teams right now currently are Pittsburgh and the Islanders. Now, how is it determined who takes on who? Well, right now, if things ended today in the East, Carolina will take on Pittsburgh. New Jersey will take on the Rangers. And in the Atlantic part, Boston, who's the best team, will take on the Islanders, who are the second wild card, and then Toronto and Tampa Bay will take on each other. Now, by the way, Boston, they've clinched everything. They clinched the playoff spot, they clinched the division, they clinched the President's Trophy, and they have clinched home ice throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs. They clinched it. They clinched it all. But the NHL has not given it to them yet. But if you look at the standings, folks, they pretty much wiped out the division. So they're already division champions. They already got the President's Trophy. They already got the home ice. They just need to give it to them. But you know how the NHL is. They're too slow at giving it to them. So, by the way, the next team to be eliminated are either Buffalo or Washington. They're the next teams to be taken out. And that's not going to be good. So Washington needs to get on the ball, and so does Buffalo. All right, now in the West, it's the same thing. But this time, you got Central Division 1. The team that leads the Central will take on the wildcard team. And then C2 and C3 will take on each other. And then in the Pacific, it's P1 taking on the wildcard. And Pacific 2 and Pacific 3 take on each other. So in the West, starting off with the Central, it's Dallas at 37, 18, and 13 and 87 points. Minnesota at 38, 21, and 8 and 84 points. Colorado at 37, 22, and 6 and 80 points. Winnipeg at 38, 27, and 3 and 79 points. Nashville 24, 24 and 7 and 75 points. St. Louis at 29, 32, and 5 and 63 points. Arizona at 25, 32, and 11 and 61 points. And followed by Chicago at 30, 23, 38, and 6 and 52 points. And of course, Arizona and Chicago are mathematically out of it, but funny things have happened. I have seen the Blues in last place before, not even close to making the playoffs, and somehow they did it in 2019. I think the Blues can do it. Funny thing, like I said, funny things have happened, folks. So let's see what can happen. In the Pacific, it's Vegas at 42, 20, and 6 and 90 points. LA 39, 20, and 9 and 87 points. Edmonton at 37, 23, and 8 and 82 points. Seattle at 37, 23, and 7 and 81 points. Calgary at 30, 24, 14, and 74 points. Vancouver at 29, 32, and 5 and 63 points. Anaheim 22, 35, and 10 and 54 points. And finally, San Jose at 19, 36, and 13 and 51 points. And out, mathematically out already, are Anaheim and San Jose. Now how does the West look? Well, right now it's Dallas, and they will take on, and by the way, your wildcard teams are Seattle and Winnipeg. So, how this looks is Dallas will take on Seattle, with Minnesota and Colorado taking on each other. So basically, Minnesota will host Colorado, the defending Stanley Cup champions. And in the Pacific part, Vegas will take on Winnipeg, and Los Angeles will host Edmonton. So that's how the playoff standings look. Folks, these could change. These change week by week. You never know what's going to happen. And next week, we're going to have a new outlook. I'll give it to you when it happens. All right, so let's get into folks. I'm going to take a break real fast, and when I come back, we'll get into tonight's games. So don't go away. Okay, I'm back. All right, let's get into tonight's games. Now, what I do is I tell you the games, the records, who I think will win, and where to watch these games. And much more. So here we go. Starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, it's Buffalo at Washington. Entering this match, so currently, Buffalo is 33, 28, and 5 at 71 points. Washington 32, 29, and 7 at 71 points. Despite Washington playing last night, and they lost, and they're going to be playing without Ovechkin, I I really think they can do it tonight. I hope. So let's find. Let's hope for the best. Now you can watch this on NBC Sports Washington and not Bally, MSG Buffalo. And also 7 o'clock Eastern is Colorado at Toronto. Currently, Colorado is 37, 22, and 6 and 88 points. Toronto is 40, 18, and 8 and 88 points. Well, you pretty much know me by now. And if anyone knows me, I will never root for Colorado. I'm sorry. Kroenke is just a bad owner. I hate him. And hopefully, Toronto beats him. So, and literally, I just have a hatred for Kroenke. And you can watch this game on TNT. This will be naturally broadcast as well. Sportsnet 1, and TVA Sports tonight. Sportsnet 1, by the way, is their streaming service. At 9:30 Eastern, it's the St. Louis Blues at home against the Minnesota Wild. Currently, Minnesota is 38, 21, and 8 and 84 points. St. Louis is 29, 32, and 5 and 63 points. And anyone who knows me knows I will go for the St. Louis Blues. I always root on for the Blues. I love the Blues, so I'm going for the Blues. And you can watch this game on TNT. This will be the nightcap on TNT and TVA Sports. And finally, the nightcap of the evening is the Islanders at the Ducks. Hold on here, I have to write in something. See, folks, I type these sheets out, and when I type out sheets, I put in the records, and then if I already got them, I leave a blank, and then I have to write it in. And for the one team, I forgot to do that. Okay. All right, the Islanders at Anaheim. Currently, the New York Islanders are 34, 27, and 8, and 76 points. Anaheim is 22, 35, and 10, and 54 points. You know, despite the Islanders playing last night and they lost to the Kings, I think the Islanders can do it. So I'm going Islanders. And you can watch this on Bally Sports West and MSG Sportsnet. And we're done. We are done. By the way, these are my pens I use. Okay, so that'll do it, folks. I'll see you guys later tonight for the post game report. I'm planning to get out again tonight. And this time around, I will get the sheets done and I will have this post game report, tonight's post game report, ready for you and stuff. And folks, hopefully you get a chance to watch some March Madness starting tomorrow. Also, I will update you on that also as we get ready to have some great basketball. Yeah. So with that being said, I love you guys. I'll see you guys around, and as always, please stay safe, take care. The Lord's watching you, and I'll see you guys soon. Actually, I'll see you guys later. Until then, peace.